astonishing. Secretary of State John Kerry says we'd be better off if the media just stopped talking about terrorism. I'll give you the direct quote. If you decide one day you're going to be a terrorist, you can make some noise. Perhaps the media would do us all a service if they didn't cover it quite as much. People wouldn't know what's going on. Ambassador James Woolsey is with us, former director of the CIA. Mr. Ambassador, why don't you respond to that?
Well, it would be sort of as if in a few months after Pearl Harbor, the Japanese are seizing the Philippines and other Pacific islands, and the American Secretary of State said, you know, I hope the press doesn't really cover this so much because you're just going to encourage them to seize some more islands if you write about it.
James, and you know it.
Well, I mean, it is really a very bad idea. The American people, it's what you do if you want to pretend to fight a war but not win. We are...
You think we're pretending? You think
well,
America pretends to fight terrorism?
I mean, there are just so many circumstances in which they're not doing what is effective. I mean, for example, the hackers. We have the most sophisticated and most able hackers and people who have those skills in the world. A lot of them are up at Fort Meade and the National Security Agency, but you can find them they're good, right? All over in Nevada every summer when they go to their conferences and so forth. And we could really make life unpleasant for the Russians and those who come after us if we took the gloves off. But
do you know this for a fact? You know, I mean, you were the director of the CIA. You know for a fact that American hackers could really do a number on any rival or opponent that comes along.
If you pull the country together, if you pull NSA and the people who go to Nevada, the conferences in the summer, and pretend that you're at war. Pretend that you are willing to admit that you're at war and you don't want to lose. I don't think you have to do much pretending because I think we are at war. It's just that we haven't been doing the fighting, just the other side.
I want to draw your attention to this intelligence people say that the Russians may have hacked into 2 state electoral systems. That's not the concern. The real concern is, could somebody, the Russians for example, hack into the electoral system on November the 8th and change the election result? I mean, is that possible?
Yes, or they could put malware in it ahead of time and have it triggered on those dates. I think the general vulnerability of our electoral system and the electronics of it to interference is very high. It was high even before hacking became quite so prevalent. I think that
I'm just trying to imagine what on earth would happen if the results were compromised in any way. Who's the president?
There are 5 states that don't even keep paper records. You can't even have a recount. How do you have a recount if the only thing that is there is spoiled electronics?
Do you believe that we're doing enough to stop any form of hacking?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is all kind of run state by state, and some states just basically have punted, and it's a very troubling situation.
Yes, it is. James Woolsey, former director of the CIA, thanks for sharing your expertise with us.
Good to be with you.
I didn't know we were that good in hacking. Okay. Thank you, sir.
We can play offense, we just don't do it.